Hi everyone, from my interpersonal communications class. My name is Nathan Cruz. I'm a graphic design major at Golden West College, and I plan on attending University of Arizona. Hopefully next semester, if all goes well, I can pass all my classes. Means this one too, please. So yeah, let's get to it. So the topic I'm covering is computer-mediated communications and family communications. Computer-mediated communications is everywhere around us. You know, when we're text messaging, calling people on the phone, on Facebook, tweeting, Instagram. You know, we go on social media and we don't even realize that we're communicating with all these people. Like, it's kind of like second nature. Like, we know we're talking to them, but we don't know that we're talking to them in a specific medium, kind of, you know? So that's one of the things I want to talk about, and how this affects our mental health, such as depression, loneliness. You know, this really distorts our self-concept, our perception of reality, the way that pictures and messages and all that stuff gets distorted when we're trying to decode it. We don't really, find a real face-to-face value to where we can get like all that information in. It's just what we see and how we interpret it, but we know that that's not really the case the whole entire time. There's often a lot of things that we aren't decoding well because it's on social media. You know, it's a different language almost. It's not that face-to-face value. So yeah, let's get to it. So the article I did today, or the article that I was reading today, is conducted by the Canadian Youth, by the Canadian Health Behavior School Age Children's Studies in partnership with the World Health Organizations, right? So it's a very interesting article that I came across, and it was a study conducted on Canadian youth. The study shows us the effects of good or bad family communications and computer-mediated communications. It was conducted on Canadian youth with varying backgrounds of family communications. That means that they have bad communications or good communications, and varying uses of computer-mediated communications. You know, like, this kid uses it daily, this kid uses it sometimes. So the study just chops all that in together, and we have very surprising outcomes. At the end of the study, it shows us that youth who use CMC, computer-mediated communications, daily show high and self-perceived loneliness. Even youth who have good family communications have high rates of loneliness. It is clear that youth with bad family communications and daily CMCs youth have the highest rates of loneliness. To combat high rates of loneliness among youth, I think that we should limit the use of social media among youth and improve family communications because, like I said earlier, social media paints this really distorted view of our reality, and with our perceptions, we generate a low self-esteem because we feel like, well, Kendall Jenner has all these followers and she's living this crazy, amazing life. Well, behind closed doors, you don't really know what's going on with them. They're just showing you what they want you to see. They're showing you the best of what they are, but never the bad. So the way that we decode these picture messages and, their crazy captions and all that stuff is really negative. And we don't really have a chance to really get the full picture. So, with social media, it doesn't help us at all. So we need to, kind of limit what we're doing in a sense. So for the movie clip that I was using today, it's from The Social Network. It's based on the guy that created Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg. I'm pretty sure everyone here has used Facebook at least once in their life. So in this scene, it's called, before Facebook, it was called FaceMash. FaceMash is a social media website that allows people to rate people based on their attractiveness. How shallow is that, right? So I'll let you guys click the link, and then I'll get back to it. So at the end of the scene, the girl was visibly upset. She was tearing up, crying her eyes out, over something that wasn't even true, over what Mark Zuckerberg posted on his blog. It wasn't true about her, distorted everyone's perception of her, which in turn lowers her self-esteem and her self-concept too. Now, what this does to her mentally is make her depressed, make her feel lonely. And the fact that she's in college means that she's away from her family, which means she doesn't have any family communication to help her out. So in turn, it's really a bad situation. And you know what? This is what a lot of people go through, especially in college and high school. You know, it's a really tough time. And what we need to do is educate families to help them spot out these CMC practices and talk to their kids about it, and make them aware of that they shouldn't have their perceptions distorted by this crazy view of the world that they have on social media through Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and all that stuff. So that's why I really like that scene, because it hit hard, and it really correlates to what I want to bring into our discussion today. So with that in mind, I would like to have you guys look back at what I was talking about how we can hopefully bring a solution to this. And what I propose would be to educate younger children about the dangers of social media and to not let it ruin their perception of themselves and who they are. Don't, because they see something on Instagram every single day, it makes them feel bad that some guys, Kendall Jenner has like all this money and she's living a lavish life, and I'm still at home, at school trying to rub two pennies together and get by. Some people get depressed because of that. But the truth is that you're doing good and you're doing something for yourself, and nothing should stop you from that. So, to wrap everything up together and conclude my topic of discussion, I'd like to take a step back to really think about the way we communicate with the people around us. Should we be texting them 24/7, or should we be sitting with them, face to face, sending them a message, having them receive it and having them decode it, and then vice versa, them sending us a message and us receiving it and us decoding it. And if we hit any snags about the way they might have said something or the way they interpreted this, they can talk to us face to face and get to the bottom of what we're really trying to say, so things don't get distorted. We should put the phone down. It's very healthy for us to put the phone down. Especially talk with our family as well too, because family communication is very important. We need that love. When we communicate through computer-mediated communications, a lot of what we're saying loses its meaning because it gets distorted. And when we lose our meaning, we lose our communication. So what we need to do is be more face-to-face with people.